One of the biggest knocks on the mothership is the green room. Once you're in, you're hit with an overload of toxic roast jokes, all trying to outdo each other with shock value and overused slurs. And you can only join in on the fun if you're one of the top comedy assassins in the world.
And the best thing about the green room is how restrictive it is, that you just can't go in there. You're just not, you got to earn that spot in the treehouse, and so anytime you open the door, you'll see.
Putting it in that perspective, it sounds pretty bad. And he's making it sound like, well, if you got to join this club is exclusive. You got to handle it. You got to know when to handle them. And like either you're in the club that's like, sensitive and like, are more professional, or are you the ones that are just like edgy and like don't give an F about anybody, right? Like what does that mean?
Some of the best comics alive sitting there talking about stand-up comedy and, writing jokes and laughing and having a good time. But, that's our little space, man. And it is the greatest thing on earth. This wasn't designed to be.
What'd you call it? Your safe space. Everybody's got a safe space, kid.
Commercial for the mothership, but it sounds like one.
Yeah, that clip right there says a lot about why it only took a few years for the mothership to lose its luster. It's basically the brainchild of Ron White and Rogan. They had all these grandiose ideas about making it a comedian's paradise. What it actually turned out to be is more like a comedy club straight out of 1984. Metal detectors at the door, no phones allowed, and you get escorted into the super special important green room by armed Navy SEALs. Not to mention all the Animal Farm style rules they created apparently only apply to thee, not to them.
Wednesday night, Ron White had his friend that he claims she's funny. I'm sure she's a nice lady. And anyway, she just didn't belong. You can't follow Ron White when you're an amateur. You just can't. You can't. You got to be touring, rock solid, like a set up punchline, bam, 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 good premises. You got to be good to follow Ron White. So she was not. But then she came and hung out with us in the green room. I got to go up next. So Tony's on stage killing, and the first 5 minutes he's just roasting her. And I'm back there, and she's like making excuses and talking. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get out of this room. He dragged her into the green room. Now she's back there, just coughing bad comedy at us. Like, oh no. I'm like, oh no. So I start playing music loud. I'm moving around, I'm shadow boxing.
A comedian who actually performed at the mothership got in trouble just for being in the green room because she wasn't invited. Meanwhile, when Ron White brings in some hack comedian friend, it's totally fine. At this point, I think Rogan has done too many smelling salts and too much alpha brain.
It's just the thing though, like it's his club, it's his place. He's gonna just say like, hey, it's my spot, like I can do whatever I want, right? Rules for thee, but not for me. It's my club. I know who to trust. I don't need to tell people that I know to remove their phones or whatever it might be, like the rules, right, for everybody else. If they don't follow them because they're trusted, you guys are not, you guys are the amateurs. And sure, like he might bring an amateur, but that's his plus one or whatever it might be. But that's the thing though, right? Like at that point, it's just like everybody's a hypocrite. Joe Rogan is obviously has been a hypocrite, and he's talked about other comedy clubs and saying that they're the worst, right? But then he creates his own club and just becomes just like any other club. But just because of the name recognition and the reputation of Joe Rogan that precedes that club.
Oh my God, I read TikTok's terms of service because this is so crazy.
Is it good or bad?
Bad. We collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address, user region. This is really crazy. User agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purpose, model of your device, the device system, network type, device IDs, your screen resolution and operating system, app and file names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms. We will be able to use your profile information to identify your activity across devices. We may also associate you with information collected from devices other than those you use to log into the platform. That's what you're agreeing to. That's wild.
It's insane.
I get to Joe Rogan's cancel-proof comedy club.
It's being hailed as a safe space for the anti-cancel culture crowd. You have to forfeit your phone at the door and have your face scanned.
In China, with face recognition, they're able to recognize
and categorize. They're starting to catalog the enemy, and they're going to be able to, the police are sharing information, and hotels and everybody, and they're all now, through this network, know what type of person just walked into this building and whether they're friendly or they're the enemy.
Some people just don't look past that and say, be like, you know what, you gotta be safe. He's trying to make people safe. Like, you look at that as a pro instead of a negative. But then whenever he talks about it, like as a government or whatever, he's like, oh, or maybe even also business, like, hey, they just record you whenever you want and they don't tell you. It's like you do the same thing.
One thing that Joe Rogan has been doing lately, your phones are locked up in a yonder bag. So say when you get there, you put your phone in a bag, and if you need to use your phone, you have to go back outside. When you come in, they actually take a photo of you, like a passport photo, or like if you get a Costco membership. So they know who you are, if you ever are heckled, or if you're disruptive, or if you're kicked out of the show for being a cunt. They now know exactly who you are by your face and everything. So if you ever try to come again, it will detect that you are who you are.
I think right now we are in a point where it's cancel culture. Everyone's afraid to speak up. Everyone's afraid to speak out. And having a place like this where folks can come and just joke around and have a good time and not fear repercussion or fear that they're not going to be booked again or anything like that. It is truly freedom of speech, and it's good for Austin. It's good for the country. It's good for Texas. It couldn't be better.
It's scary. And if we give into that kind of surveillance over here, there's a real dark end to all that stuff. There's a real dark end. The bright side is you're like, oh, well, maybe everybody will keep their shit together and be nice. Or maybe the government will be watching every goddamn thing you do all day long and hold that over you. When we think of the United States, we think of freedom, we think of creativity. There's so much innovation done over here. The moment you start clamping down on people and taking away freedom, you're also going to take away that creativity. You're going to make people scared. And you're gonna do it just so that you can control them, and it's the worst. Like one of the things about the United States that makes it so great is that we have the ability to criticize our government. We have the ability to talk shit, and that keeps people in check.
It just seems like a very double standard type of issue there, right?
In his mind, the green room is this sacred Chris Rock level only zone, when in reality it's just one of the 3 comedy clubs in a mid-market college town.